Well, I feel just like you.
Thanks for taking the time to meet with me today. I wanted to get your feedback on the MCOP2.
Okay.
When were you trained to use the MCOP2?
Actually, I looked up those dates because I was wondering that myself, and it was 2 years ago. And it was a fantastic training by Dr. Ellis, and that's when I got my training.
Okay, and do you remember what were you asked to do as the lead clinical coach for Titan Educator?
I was asked to pilot this with our SPED students to see if it was a viable tool for us to use as a rubric for our math lessons.
Okay. Now, initially, did you have any hesitations or concerns about using it? And if you did, could you share them?
Yeah. I have to say I did, because the training is very intense and it was overwhelming for me, because with 40 years of teaching students with disabilities, I reflected back on how do we teach our students with disabilities. Most of the time is with direct instruction. Here's step 1, here's step 2, here's step
right.
3, and it happens in a small group sometimes where it's just discourse with the teacher and not with each other. So I was concerned about the communication and collaboration with our students, just because it was something that we had not done in the past.
Okay. And about how many observations do you think you've done using the MCOP2?
Over the last 2 years, about 40.
About 40, okay. Okay, so you just said that you did have some hesitations or concerns thinking about our students. Let me ask you, what would you say to somebody who says that I don't think this is a viable tool for the students, my student population?
I think I would insist that they get a growth mindset instead of being set on what we always expect of our students. We need to give them this chance. Try it, plan for it. When you're using the MCOP2 rubric with students with disabilities, planning is very instrumental in all of the success. It takes deeper planning. How are the students, what manipulatives are they going to use, how are they going to be grouped with their typical peers, all of those things. So the time for success is spent in the planning. Then just step back and see what your students can do.
Okay, so what benefits, you kind of lend itself to, what benefits have you seen from using the MCOP2?
It has been just amazing, very, very amazing. I
What do
have
you
seen
mean?
an increase in peer-to-peer talk about math. The whole lesson is about math, and they're talking about math, and they're sharing and collaborating and trying to come up with a plan through the exploration and investigation of how to solve a real world problem with the skills that they have learned. This gives them a chance to make sense of what they have had the direct instruction with. So I think that is a big benefit. Another benefit is that in this mindset, we give our students think time. And I think in the past, we haven't given our students with disabilities the expectation that if we give them think time, that they are going to come up with some ideas and solutions. The benefits have been great for inclusion of our students. They can be a productive part of a group, a small group, or work with a partner.
Okay, and could you share an experience about an MT who used the MCOP2 alongside you when observing an education specialist teacher candidate? Can you think of one?
Oh, I can think of many, but I think of one in particular. And she was amazed. She helped the teacher candidate co-plan this lesson, but she was amazed at how her students rose to the challenge of communicating and collaborating with Gen Ed students in a group. That was an observation that I made, and we actually videotaped that one afterwards on how to use the MCOP rubric. And we were amazed when we watched the video, because you couldn't tell the typical peers from our students with disabilities. The blend was just wonderful. So there again, it goes back to the co-planning is very important for our students to be successful on planning strategically how they will be grouped, and with a group that will be supportive, but it also at the same time have expectations for our students to contribute and collaborate.
So she had a growth mindset, you think?
Yes, yes.
But I hear just like you.